Welcome back. Please like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our daily news chat. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today we have some very important news about President Trump and the country of Iran.
That's right. President Trump just posted a major warning on social media. He is telling the leaders in Iran to stop the violence against their own people.
Exactly. There are many protests happening in big cities like Tehran right now. It is a very tense situation.
Wow. And why are the people protesting? Is it because of the economy?
Yes, you hit the nail on the head. It started because their money, the rial, is losing its value. Things are very expensive there. But now it has turned into a bigger movement against the government.
I see. And it sounds dangerous. The reports say at least 7 people have died and hundreds are in jail.
It is very sad. In his message, President Trump said the United States is locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded. For our learners at home, that is a common idiom. It means the military is ready to act immediately.
Right. President Trump wants to protect peaceful protesters. However, the Iranian leaders say the U.S. is just trying to cause trouble.
You know, the White House says that is just an excuse. Tensions have been high for a long time, especially since the U.S. attacked Iranian nuclear sites last June.
Exactly. President Trump recently met with the leader of Israel, too. He is worried that Iran is trying to build nuclear weapons again.
So this warning is his way of saying the U.S. is watching very closely.
It is a complicated story, but we will see what happens next.
Thanks for listening and practicing your English with us today.
See you next time.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to World News Made Simple. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today we have a very big story from Ukraine about a major change in leadership.
Right. President Zelensky just appointed a new chief of staff. His name is Kirilo Budanov.
Wow, Budanov. He is quite famous, isn't he? Before this, he was the head of military intelligence. Basically, he was Ukraine's top spy.
Exactly. Moving a spy chief into the heart of the civilian government is a huge signal. Zelensky said he wants to focus more on national security and building more weapons at home.
That makes sense. You know, the war is now entering its 4th year. It's a very critical time for the country.
It really is. And there is a lot of diplomacy happening right now. In the United States, President Trump is leading a new push to find a solution to the war.
Oh, so will Budanov help with those talks?
Yes, that's the idea. Experts say Budanov understands the Russian military very well. This knowledge will be vital for any ceasefire negotiations being brokered by President Trump and other world leaders.
I see. But the fighting hasn't stopped yet, has it?
No, unfortunately not. There was just a terrible missile attack on a residential area in Kharkiv on Friday.
That is so sad. It explains why Zelensky says he needs a leader who can balance the battlefield with the negotiating table.
Right. Budanov is known for being very aggressive and influential. This move shows that Ukraine is becoming a security-centric government.
Well, it's a big change for 2026. Thanks for explaining that, Alex.
My pleasure. We'll see you all in the next episode. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today, we are talking about a major event that is changing the world map.
That's right, Jamie. For the first time ever, a UN member state has officially recognized Somaliland as its own independent country. And that state is Israel.
Wow, that is huge. Somaliland broke away from Somalia back in 1991, but they have been waiting for this kind of formal recognition for a long time.
Exactly. Prime Minister Netanyahu and Somaliland's president signed the papers during a virtual ceremony on Friday. They are both calling it a historic day.
So why is this happening now? You know, President Trump has been very active with new diplomatic deals lately.
Right. President Trump and his administration often support these strategic partnerships to help keep regions stable. By recognizing Somaliland, Israel can now better protect the Red Sea.
Oh, because of where Somaliland is located, right? Near the water?
Exactly. It's a very important spot for ships. Now Israel and Somaliland will work together on security, farming, and even new healthcare technology.
That sounds like a big win for Somaliland's economy. They really need more international investment and aid.
They do, but we should mention that the government in Somalia is very angry. They say this move violates their territory.
I see. So there is some tension now. Some other world leaders are worried it could cause trouble in that part of Africa.
True, but Israel is staying firm. They are even planning to open a diplomatic office in Hargeisa, the capital of Somaliland, later this year.
It is definitely a story we need to keep watching. Thanks for the update, Alex.
No problem. Thanks for listening, everyone. See you next time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today, we are talking about a very big prediction from the tech world.
Right. Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, says that 2026 is officially the utility era of artificial intelligence.
Utility era? That sounds like a big phrase. What does he mean by that, Alex?
Well, think of a simple tool, like a light bulb or a hammer. You don't think they're magic anymore. You just use them to get things done. Nadella says the era of AI hype is over.
I see. So instead of just talking about how smart or cool it is, we are finally focusing on how it actually helps us in our daily lives.
Exactly. He says AI should be a co-pilot. It is a tool that works beside you. It is not here to replace human workers, but to help them make better decisions.
Wow, that is a relief. You know, even President Trump has talked about the importance of technology in supporting American jobs and the economy.
That's a great point, Jamie. President Trump and his administration are watching these developments closely to ensure AI is used safely. Nadella says AI must be useful, helpful, and trustworthy.
So it's not just about being the smartest technology in the room anymore.
Not at all. It's about real-world use, like helping doctors with medical diagnostics or helping teachers with personalized education.
It's amazing how fast things are changing. I like the idea of AI being a natural daily presence.
Right. Nadella says the real test starts now. We need ethical rules to keep it safe as it becomes a pillar of the global economy.
Well, I'm ready for my AI co-pilot.
Me too. Thanks for joining us today, everyone. See you next time.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alex, and welcome to our podcast.
And I'm Jamie. Today, we are talking about the biggest tech show in the world, CES 2026 in Las Vegas.
Wow, 2026 already? The theme this year is very clear. It is all about AI.
Exactly, Alex. Artificial intelligence is everywhere now. It's not just in our phones, it's in our homes and even our robots.
Right. For example, have you seen the new smart firefighting robot?
I have. It's incredible. This robot goes into hot, smoky buildings where humans cannot go. It uses AI to find the fire and draw a map for the firefighters.
That is so important for safety. It even knows which chemicals to use to stop the fire.
Wow, that saves lives. And there is health news too. Have you heard of the PF sweat patch?
A sweat patch? Tell me more.
Yes, it is a tiny, thin sticker for your skin. It checks your health markers while you move, without any needles.
You know, it is perfect for famous athletes, but also for regular people who just want to stay healthy.
I agree. It is amazing how much tech is changing.
It really is. Even the government is watching closely. Leaders from the U.S. government will be at the event this year to talk about these new tools.
That's right. President Trump is very focused on these technologies. He wants to discuss how to make AI safe and useful for the American people.
Exactly. President Trump and his team want to make sure these new startups are reliable.
It is a big moment. We are moving from simple chatbots to real-world machines.
Well, that is all for today. CES 2026 sounds like a game changer.
It sure does. Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our show. Today, we have some huge news from the world of money.
That's right, Alex. We are talking about Bitcoin. It just reached a new record high of $88,000.
Wow, $88,000? That is incredible. You know, Jamie, Bitcoin started 2026 with a massive jump. Why is this happening now?
Well, it's a mix of things. First, there is a lot of demand from big companies like BlackRock. They're making it easier for regular people to buy digital currency.
I see. So it is becoming more mainstream, right?
Exactly. Also, there's some uncertainty in the global markets. For example, under President Trump's administration, investors are watching the U.S. government closely. With risks like a potential government shutdown, people are looking for a safe haven.
Oh, like gold. People buy gold when they are worried about the economy.
Precisely. They're calling Bitcoin digital gold. Plus, the Federal Reserve might cut interest rates, which usually makes people want to buy riskier assets.
That makes sense. And doesn't Bitcoin have a limit?
You got it. There will only ever be 21 million coins. When many people want to buy, but the supply is limited, the price goes up.
It sounds like a perfect storm for Bitcoin. But is it safe for beginner investors?
Well, we have to be careful. Experts say Bitcoin is still very volatile. That means the price can move up or down very quickly. You have to be ready for some big changes.
Right. It is a big milestone, but we should always be careful with our money.
Definitely. It's an exciting time for technology and finance.
Thanks for joining us today to talk about this record-breaking news. See you next time. Welcome to Today's Tech, the podcast where we talk about big changes in our world. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today, we have a huge story from the car industry. Alex, who is the world leader in electric cars?
Well, for a long time, the answer was Tesla, but not anymore.
Wow, really? Who took the top spot?
A Chinese company called BYD. New data from 2025 shows that BYD officially passed Tesla. They sold over 2.2 million electric cars last year.
That is a lot of cars. How did Tesla do?
Tesla sold about 1.6 million. Their sales actually fell for the second year in a row.
Right. So why is BYD winning the race?
It's mostly about the price. You see, BYD makes its own batteries. This helps them keep their costs very low.
Exactly. Most people want a high-quality car that isn't too expensive.
You're right. Meanwhile, Tesla's car models are getting a bit old. They are focusing more on new things like self-driving technology and the Cybertruck.
I see. This is a big challenge for the U.S. market. I know President Trump is very focused on American manufacturing right now.
Yes, exactly. President Trump wants American companies to stay competitive, but BYD is moving very fast. They are even building factories in Europe and South America.
Wow. It sounds like the EV wars are just beginning.
It really does. It's a whole new era for transportation.
Well, thank you for explaining that, Alex. It's very interesting.
No problem. To our listeners, thanks for joining us. We hope this helps you learn some new English words today.
See you in the next episode.
Welcome to The Daily Economy, the podcast for clear and simple news. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today is the first trading day of 2026, and honestly, the news is a bit intense.
You can say that again. Wall Street is in the red today. Jamie, for our listeners, that means stock prices are falling.
Right, and the main reason for this red day is a possible government shutdown, isn't it?
Exactly. There's a big disagreement in Washington over healthcare subsidies. That is basically government money for health insurance. If Congress and President Trump do not reach a deal by mid-January, the government might stop working.
Wow, this would be the second shutdown in just 1 year? That makes investors very nervous about the future.
It really does. Because of this fear, gold prices are soaring or going up very fast. Right now, gold is trading near $4,300 per ounce.
4,300? That is a record high. You know, people usually buy gold as a safe haven when they are worried about the economy or inflation.
Precisely. Now, it wasn't all bad news today. Some tech stocks like Intel and Meta actually went up because of growth in artificial intelligence.
That is interesting, but I guess it wasn't enough to help the rest of the market.
True. Plus, everyone is watching the White House very closely right now. President Trump will soon announce a new leader for the Federal Reserve to replace Jerome Powell.
Right. The Fed is very powerful. Investors want to know if the new leader will follow President Trump's goals or stay independent.
It is definitely a wait-and-see situation. We expect a lot of volatility, which means prices will keep changing quickly.
It sounds like a rocky start to the year. Thanks for explaining it, Alex.
Happy to help. Thanks for listening, everyone. Hello, and welcome to our podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today, we have some surprising news about the weather in the United Kingdom.
That's right, Jamie. 2025 was officially the hottest and sunniest year ever recorded in the UK.
Wow. Does that mean they had one very hot summer?
Actually, it's interesting. It wasn't just one big heat wave. It was warmer than usual during every season: spring, summer, fall, and winter.
I see. So the average temperature for the whole year was very high?
Exactly. It was 10.09 degrees Celsius. That might sound cold to some, but for the UK, it's a big record. It is only the second time since 1884 that the average was over 10 degrees.
You also mentioned it was the sunniest year, right?
Yes, there was more sunshine than ever before. While tourists love the beautiful weather, it is causing some big problems.
Like for the farmers?
Exactly. Farmers say the heat is changing when plants grow. It is also putting a lot of stress on their animals. Plus, there are worries about having enough water.
That sounds serious. It makes people want more clean energy, like wind power, to help the planet.
Many people agree. However, it is a difficult topic right now. For example, here in the U.S., President Trump recently stopped several major offshore wind projects.
Oh, I remember that. President Trump said he stopped them for national security reasons.
Right. So while the UK gets warmer, global leaders are still debating how to protect the environment while keeping their country safe.
It is a very difficult balance to find. Well, that's our story for today.
Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our daily news chat. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today we are looking at a very serious story from Pakistan.
Right. A court there just sentenced 8 journalists to life in prison.
Wow, life in prison? That is a very long time. What exactly did they do?
Well, the court says it is because of terrorism, but many people disagree.
You mean they aren't actually terrorists?
Exactly. These journalists were reporting on politics and posting on social media. The court says their digital content caused violence and supported the former leader, Imran Khan.
Oh, I see. So it is really about what they wrote online. And they aren't even in Pakistan right now, right?
You're right, Jamie. They were sentenced in absentia.
In absentia? What does that mean for our listeners?
It means they were not actually in the courtroom. Many of them live in exile in the U.S. and Europe to stay safe.
Ah, I understand. They left their home country so they wouldn't be arrested for their work.
Exactly. Now, human rights groups like Amnesty International are very upset. They are calling this a dark day for freedom of speech.
It is definitely a scary time for reporters. People are wondering how President Trump will respond to this, especially since some of these journalists are living here in America.
That is a great point. Because President Trump is the leader of the U.S., people want to see if he will pressure Pakistan to change this decision.
It's sad to think that just telling the news can be treated like a crime.
It really is. It's a big warning to other reporters who are still working in Pakistan.
Well said, Alex. Thanks for explaining this tough story.
Thanks for joining us. See you next time.